Welcome back to Lift. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about praise and natural rewards versus bribery and thanks. Praise and natural rewards are really what you're aiming for. Bribery and thanks you want to begin to start eliminating from your language with your children. Bribery and thanks are different forms of external motivation in which they're seeking others' approval. So essentially when you say thank you to your child, you are telling your child that your approval is important. And praise and natural rewards create internal motivation, which is what you're really aiming for when you're teaching your child and helping them develop and grow. This is so important to have these natural rewards and this internal motivation, because then your children are going to seek good behaviors and positive behaviors and healthy behaviors even when you're not around. Let me define these words and clarify a bit. When you praise a child, what you want to praise is their behavior. You're not praising the child. So for example, what you're going to do is say, hey Joe, I can see you're really listening right now, and I can tell you're really working. I can see that this homework is really important to you, or cleaning up and doing a good job is really important to you. What you're not going to say is, thank you for listening to mommy right now, thank you for cleaning up, because that's essentially saying, hey, you're doing me a favor. No, you're teaching the child that, hey, cleaning up is important to you. Having a good workspace is important to you. Being responsible is important to you. I've noticed that you really care a lot about putting the effort in. And the other thing we do accidentally that sounds like praise, but really again is seeking validation, is really having a judgment. It's really us judging our children, is when we say, hey, you're a good kid. Hey, you did a good job. So instead of saying, you're so smart, Sarah, you can say, you must have really been paying attention in class in order to get that A. Not, you were so smart for getting that A. Hope that makes sense. So let me take a minute to explain to you what praise is. Let me get down to the definition. When you're praising a child, what you're praising is not the child. You're not praising them. You're not having a judgment about them and who they are and connecting who they are with what they just did. What you're praising is the behavior. Bringing light to natural rewards means that if your child behaves, they reap the benefits of their behavior. And so the opposite of this is natural consequences, in which if they're not behaving, they reap the consequences of their poor behavior and their poor choices. The natural consequence of not studying for your child is getting a poor grade. And so you don't need to do a lot of hounding. You don't need to be all over them for that. They already know, like, hey man, you decided not to study very much last week, and now you have a D on your test. I wonder what you can do next time. And then that natural reward of working really hard is getting that A. You don't need to go out and buy a bunch of gifts. You don't need to do anything extra. All you can do is bring attention to the natural reward of their hard work, or natural reward of them behaving well. The natural reward of them listening and being really quiet and respectful in the library was that people, we got to really enjoy a lot of books, and other people enjoyed us being there. And you notice those other children were really loud, and that was hard for us to listen, and you were really quiet. And so we really had a good time because, no one got in trouble, and, we really got to read a lot of books and be in there for a long time. So the natural rewards we're going to bring light to. So we're going to praise them for the behavior, and then we're going to bring light to the natural rewards. One accident we make over and over and over again with children is that we're all constantly thanking them for good behavior. We're thanking them for being good listeners, and thanking them for sitting quietly, and thanking them for this and thanking for that. Thanking a child is appropriate when your child volunteers a gift or a favor. That's when they're doing something outside of their typical expectations. Are we going to thank them for brushing their teeth? No. Brushing our teeth is just something we do, and they need to be responsible and to do this. Are we going to thank them for sitting quietly while we're at the library? No. That is something that they're going to do, and that is something that they are required to do. And there's no thanking. They're not doing you a favor. They're behaving as they should. And so that is the time where you praise them, not the time to thank them. If they bring you flowers or draw you a picture from school, then you can thank them. The last thing, and this is huge, and we all do it, and we do it on accident, is we use bribery. Bribery is used to discourage bad behavior. It does not encourage good behavior. So bribery we're always using as that last resort of, come on, if you'll do this, then you get to go to the park after school. One, bribery just negates everything we're trying to teach the kids. It also switches the power dynamic between you and your child, and it makes it very unstable. And so in this negative relationship, children begin to feel insecure. So you never, ever, 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 ever use bribery to motivate your child, or you will, reap the consequences of doing so. When it comes to you saying, hey, we need to get up and we need to get ready for school, there is no bribery. If you get up and get ready for school, then there's none of that. You're going to get up and you're going to get ready for school, because that's what we do in the morning. And I know it's hard, you can validate them, and I know you don't want to, but that's what you're going to do. And you'll see my other video about how to really encourage that behavior if it's becoming difficult for you. Well, that's all for today. If you have any questions related to parenting or child rearing, feel free to email me at LIFTtherapycoach@gmail.com. Remember, you're doing a great job. Hang in there, and thank you for watching. Have a great week.